Alright, hello everyone. We're here at Carpenter Lake. Just climbed this big epic mountain up the trail. Thought this would be a perfect place to do a video. I'm going to put you right up in this little piece of moss up here. If you ever need a camera holder, you just get a little piece of moss, stick it up in a tree, and hopefully that works. Hopefully you can see. Alright, here we go. How's it going, everybody? So today I thought this would be a great spot and a great time to talk about core purpose, your reason for being, your core why. Why are you here and who are you? Some biggest questions that we could ever ask in our life, and I think they're worth exploring. If you dissect the word question, it's actually question. Question. And so we're all on a question. We're all on a quest based on the questions that we're asking in life. And if we ask the right questions, we get the right directions that lead us from where we are to where we want to be. From A, B, we can see. And I really wanted to talk about this book especially because it's been inspiring me lately. It's called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. What on earth am I here for? Over 30 million copies sold worldwide. The publisher even brags it's the best-selling non-fiction hardback in history. So, I've been asking that question a lot lately. Who am I? Why am I here? What is my core purpose in life? And I think I found it. My core purpose is actually helping other people with their core purpose. Maybe that's why my name is Corey, Core Why. I help other people with their core whys. Another, one of my most famous sayings, as I like to say, is the wise ask why. The wise ask whys, right? Because why makes your whole brain focus on a core reason for something. As soon as you ask a question, your subconscious and your conscious mind gets busy looking for answers. So that's why we're here. We're going to ask a bunch of big questions today with this beautiful view of Rock Lake. And the wind is picking up, so hopefully the camera doesn't fall. Alright, all is well. So some great questions. What are some great questions that you can ask that'll help you with your core purpose in life? When have you ever been the most happiest in your life? When have you felt the most joy? When have you felt the most bliss? When have you cried tears of joy before? When have you felt the most passionate? When have you felt the most compassion? When have you felt the most drive in your life? When your whole body just comes alive and you just feeling the roots and shoots of lightning just flow throughout your whole being. Have you ever felt like that? Have you ever felt so energized and so meaningful that, this is why I'm here, this is who I am, this is what I have to do? All those questions, if you ask those questions, you're going to see a commonality. And if you read in between the lines of all these questions, they're going to direct you somewhere. And that is the central aspect of who you are. That's your core purpose. So keep asking yourself that every day until you find that. They say if you don't have goals in life, you're just basically a ship without a rudder. You're in a boat without a motor, no paddles. You're just flowing. You're going with the flow. But life's all about creating your own flow. Knowing that there's a flow that's planted at the heart of every being. Our heart is what creates our flow. And the more you listen to your heart, the more you're going to play your part. The more you're going to find your art. The more you're going to spark your life into action. Your wheel into attraction. The more you're going to make an impaction. Now, I didn't come here to rap today. I came here to unwrap your body and rewrap your soul. I came here to inspire you to ask the questions that's going to lead you to your core purpose. Because passion is what really makes greatness happen, and passion is at the core of who we are. That's our drive. That's what makes us come alive. That's what makes us thrive. So who are you? Why are you here? You can't really answer these big questions unless you're in a calm state, and that's why we're here. Because up top a mountaintop in the middle of nature, that's where things are most meditative. That's when we can really breathe deep and dig deep into the well of our being and bring up the essence of who we are in a quiet place like this. So I encourage you, go into the wilderness, go into a sacred space and ask these questions. Who am I? Why am I here? When have I felt the most happy? When have I felt the most joy? When have my eyes rained tears of joy before? When have I felt the most alive? These are great questions. Great quest ions. We're all on a great quest, but unless we ask those questions that make us feel our best, that direct us to the best course of action, then we're just going to be that boat out in the middle of the ocean without a rudder, just going with the waves. We'll always be following other captains our whole life, but if you really want to be the captain of your own soul, if you want to be the director of your own role in life, then you have to ask these questions. Remember, the biggest questions will give you the biggest directions from where you are to where you want to be in life. So, I have written a couple books on your core purpose, but I also urge everyone to read this book. It's an amazing book. I'm only on chapter 7. I haven't read the whole thing yet. I've read a lot of books on core purpose. This is one of my favorite. So Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. One of the biggest things that I've learned from this book so far is, most people, they focus on themselves to find their core purpose. But that's not really what life's about. That might give you a lot of ambition, a lot of success in life, but it's not really what life's about. Life is about the purpose that you have for God. A lot of people get confused with this terminology, God. But God is, the infinite intelligence that planted us all here, that grows everything. Besides the obvious, fact of God being the creator of all life forms, being the one who actually, created the map for every cell to thrive. God also is, the mastermind behind every design. And the more closer we are to God, the smaller everything else appears. Lots of things in this life people think are so important. My job and pleasing my boss or pleasing my partner, and sometimes these things are important. But when it comes to your core purpose, when it comes to God, all these things are very small, minuscule things. There's a quote saying, make sure that you're climbing the right ladder. You don't want to get to the top of the ladder, the corporate building, wherever you are, and find out that it was the wrong ladder. You don't want to waste your life. You don't want to waste your time. Time is fleeting. As soon as we're born, the clock, the hourglass spins, and you only have so much time here. So you want to make sure that most of your time is being spent on your core purpose, because that's what's going to give you that drive. That's going to give you that ambition to achieve your mission here on this planet. So there's 3 big questions I want you to ask. 3 big questions. Besides, who are you and why you're here? But how can you serve the greatest good? How can you serve the greatest good? Because that's serving God. When you're serving the greatest good. So, what in you is going to service the greatest good? What are you wired to do? The other question I want to ask, I'm just making these questions as I go, because, on top of this mountain, it's a great place for reception. It's a great place to receive your guides, to receive God, to receive and believe and achieve what you set out here to be and do. So I want to ask you that question again. What inside of you can do the greatest good? What inside of you can do the greatest good? And in descriptive detail, where are you in life right now? And in descriptive detail, where do you want to be in the future? What is the journey? What is the path that's going to lead you to accomplishing the greatest good that you came here to achieve? final question I want to ask is, what are 3 questions that if you ask is going to inspire the greatest within you to come out of you? Questions are so powerful. Anthony Robbins said questions are actually even more powerful than affirmations. So questions are like a GPS. They get you from where you are to where you want to be. But you have to put something in the GPS if it's going to lead you somewhere. You have to ask the questions if you really want to get to where you're supposed to be in life. So ask empowering questions. You know, like those questions that I just asked you, you know, when have you been the most happy? When have you been the most passionate? When have you cried tears of joy? What did you want to do when you were a kid? What did you want to do when you were a kid? Because all of those are indications of your core purpose. And once you find your definitive, definite purpose, or your singleness of purpose, everything in your life comes to you. That is the key to a law of attraction. I really believe now. I've done so much study on the law of attraction. And I truly believe once you find your core purpose and organize your entire life around it, that's what galaxies do. That's what stars do. And that's what you're here to do. So find your core purpose and build that magnificent wheel of attraction if you really want to make an impact in this life and create a blazing torch that's going to lead the other generations. You have to find your core purpose. That is the central aspect of the law of attraction. So I hope this conversation inspired you today. I hope it inspired you to ask great questions and get great answers. I know you have greatness within you. I know you're here to do great things. So hopefully you don't have to incarnate hundreds of times on this planet. Hopefully you can achieve your core purpose and go to the next level. I wish you well on your journey, and all the best. God bless.